I'm Jackie and we are enjoying life's journey while on the path to financial freedom. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. I talk about goal setting, personal finance, and a little bit about our minimalist lifestyle. So if you're interested in that, I would love to have you join our community here. Today, we're going to do my monthly goals report. So usually, for those of you who haven't seen, basically I have 3 areas in my life, and I kind of break those areas into maybe 3 smaller areas. So I try to set maybe 1 goal within those areas for each month. So in these videos, what I do is I go over what were the goals I set for myself last month, what did I accomplish, and then what do we have for the current month, or even sometimes the next month. So kind of what's the plan. I would love to hear from you guys. If you've set goals for yourself for June, let me know in the comments, how did it go? Or what are some of the goals that you have for July or August? I love to hear what everybody else is doing. So if you watched last month, I went over my success journal. So I mentioned, all the different areas within my life. I have a section, this is just one of those five subject folders. I still have quite a bit of space left, so I'm not going to buy a new one yet. Usually I start my years in July because it is my birthday. So Monday was my birthday, so I'm a big 36 now. So usually I purchase these type of things in July. I like to just say that's when my year starts. Plus back to school always has some good stuff. So this is basically just, blank paper, but they have sections. So that's where I divide all the areas of my life, and I can just do brain dumps. I can list my goals. I can list to-dos. I can take notes if I'm reading a book or listening to a book and I want to, kind of like personal development type things. So I have all of that in there. I went over that before in another video. Last week I mentioned that I was going to start trying to, I was thinking of purchasing Tony Robbins RPM planner, which is a rapid planning method, or results, purpose, massive action plan. And looking online, it's pretty expensive, so I decided I wasn't going to go that route right now. So I just picked myself up one of these like appointment books from Target. And the reason I did it is because the RPM planning, the idea behind it, I'll tell you what that is in a minute. I can do that in my success journal. I can jot that down in there. And then the reason I got an appointment thing is because I really needed to start blocking out my time and actually scheduling in those tasks, my massive action plan. I needed to actually start scheduling those in to make some of this stuff actually, to make it happen. So within this is pretty cool, but basically, you have July through June. Sorry if the colors are changing on us here. And then basically what it has is it has your monthly, your monthly calendar, and then it has each day of the week. Let me come to this week. I haven't filled anything out. We'll go to next week. I don't have anything filled out yet, and I'll show you. I can show you guys more down if you guys want to see more details on it. But so then you have like your week, and it gives you the actual times. And the reason I picked this one is because it gives you times, not just by hour, but it's by 15 minutes. So it really helps you if you want to, say you just have a task that's only 15 minutes, or you have a task that's a half hour, you can block it out a little bit more. So I picked that up, and then what I did was, for the last week of June, I made a template, or kind of like a schedule, basically for roughly what every week will look like, and that's this crazy stuff. So I don't know if you guys can see it. Okay, so, ooh, that got really dark. Basically, I work from home. I'm a stay-at-home mom, but I also kind of work part-time from home. What I've done on here is I've incorporated, the 5-hour blocks of when I'm working, and then I have blocked out different times within those blocks for certain tasks that need to get done. And then I've blocked out, I've done a cleaning schedule for you guys, so I've blocked out what time, the times that I clean, times that I go grocery shopping, things like that. So I did that. If you guys want to see my actual breakdown of what my week looks like, let me know. I'll make a separate video because I could bring the camera down and show you step by step. But basically, I'm loving it because now it's keeping me accountable to start doing stuff, because if you don't schedule something or you don't plan it, you don't write it down, you don't set it up, a lot of times it's not gonna get done. And honestly, if I don't plan my week out, like nothing gets done. I encourage you to do something like that. So real quick, sorry it's gonna be a long intro before I actually get into my goals. If you wanna skip to where the goals are, I'll leave something in the description that you can skip ahead if you want. So real quick, the Tony Robbins rapid planning method, how you would actually do that. So you'd have your sheet of paper, and you would basically just, so you have it landscape wise, and you just make it into you'd have three sections. So the first one is your results, okay? So what is it that you want to accomplish? What's the end vision, the result that you're after? So you put what your result is after. In the middle, you have the massive action plan, okay? But you're gonna skip that for a second. And then on the end, you have the purpose. So why is it that you want to accomplish that? So first you figure out what is it that you want, then you put why do you want it, and then you start making that action plan, that massive action plan of how you're going to accomplish that goal. So I encourage you within those areas of your life and your success journal, go ahead and take the time to put that out, okay? So now I'm going to jump into the goals I had last month. What did I accomplish, and what's going on for July? So the three areas I have, the first one is my personal area, the second one is my home area, and the third one is my business, okay? So within the personal area, I have, again, three areas. So I have my personal development, I have my health and well-being, and then I have my fun. Okay, so that's my personal goals. In the home, I have goals for the physical home. I have our personal finance, so the finances for the home, and then family. So what are we doing with the family life? And then the third one within the business, I have my development for business education. I have the actual business, day-to-day goals, what's the plan, and then the finances of the business. So kind of those type of things, okay? So personal goals. Last month for our personal development, I had combined my personal development goal with a business development goal, and I went to a business conference. So I'm gonna talk about that in the business section. I kind of skipped that one. So the second one, my personal well-being. I was starting to walk every single day. So basically I was in the habit of walking my daughter to school. We're on summer break. So the first 2 weeks we still walked to her school in the morning and came back because they had offered like free breakfast and free lunch. So we took advantage of that. So the goal was to continue walking at least, 30 minutes, 20 minutes every day. And then to start doing yoga or stretching at least twice a week. So how did I do? So we walked the first 2 weeks of the month, like I said, and then that was it. It's gotten so hot outside that I almost don't even want to go outside unless we're going to the pool or the lake or something. So I didn't walk. The yoga, the stretching, I did not accomplish any of that, and you're gonna find out here why in a minute. So sometimes when we set goals, we also have to be realistic that some goals are gonna take priority over others, and that's okay. You come back every month like we're gonna do right now, and you reevaluate and say, okay, is that a goal that I want to pick back up, or is that a goal that just doesn't even matter anymore and I'm just not even gonna do it? What am I gonna do for July? So we're already in the second week of July, and I haven't done anything. I haven't walked, I haven't done any stretching. However, I made a commitment at the beginning of the month that I was not going to eat out any fast food this month. I wasn't gonna drink any soda this month. And I'm actually gonna say, for the rest of the month, I'm not gonna drink any alcohol. A lot of times, when we're trying to save money and we don't want to go out and do things, we'll buy beer for the house on the weekend, and Ricky and I will just veg out and watch stuff and drink. We end up drinking at home. But for the rest of the month, I'm not going to drink any alcohol. So that's kind of what I'm going to do for myself because I'm not being that active right now, and I just kind of I need to get back focused on some of the other stuff that I want to do. So I'm not going to eat fast food. I'm not going to drink soda. I'm not going to drink alcohol. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Now for the fun category, same thing. We had kind of combined for June, we had combined the trip to Vegas for the business conference also as part of my fun. Because that's one thing I also encourage you guys when you are setting goals and you think about, oh, I have all these areas of my life, how am I going to have a different goal in every area? Think about goals that overlap in areas. So like I mentioned, having a trip to Las Vegas kind of satisfied, 3 or 4 areas. It had my personal development, it had my business development, it had fun for myself and fun for the family. So that was planned, and we actually did that. We went to Vegas. We ended up, I didn't film a whole lot. I was gonna film a lot of the convention. I just filmed like the intro part of the convention.
Thrilled to be here representing Travel Leaders Network and hosting our very first EDGE conference. For those of you just joining us, welcome to the EDGE.
I had one day that was kind of open. We basically had a few things in the morning and then it was open for the rest of the day. So we ended up taking the girls to the Mirage, and they have, it's called the Secret Garden or something like that, and they had dolphins and tigers or lions or something like that. So we did end up taking the girls there.
It looks like he's smiling at us.
Yeah. And then my friend Vicky and Louie, they came with me, so they basically watched the girls every time I was in the conference, and then Ricky flied out on Friday night, and then Ricky went with the girls and my friends to took the girls to Circus while I was in the convention. So the convention was really cool. I met a lot of people within my industry. So I'm a travel agent, in case you guys are not aware. So I am a travel agent, so I went to this convention. I'm part of a host agency, Travel Quest, who we are also part of Travel Leaders. You may have heard of them. So this whole conference was for everyone, who works under Travel Leaders, which is really cool. I got a lot of ideas, and now I have a lot more resources that I didn't have before, so it was definitely great. And they had amazing food. They fed us breakfast and lunch every day, and it was good. I mean, they were like good meals. And then every evening they had like a little cocktail party reception with some like finger foods and stuff. So that was pretty good. What is the plan for fun for July? Well, it was my birthday, so we actually, Ricky and his friend took me and the girls out to eat. We ate at this crab place because I love crab legs. That's my favorite. So they took me out to eat, and then we went to the movies. We watched Incredibles 2. This was the first time we took Elsa to the movie theater, and she did great. So now it's nice to know that we can all go to the movies as a family. So we kind of just did it, we just did that on the weekend. And then my actual birthday was Monday, so Ricky surprised me with a cake, and he grilled up some steak and asparagus, and so that was like a really nice surprise. So just a low birthday thing. Originally we were gonna go camping, but Ricky is working Saturdays now, so we decided not to go camping. But for the rest of the month, we're not really gonna do anything. We're gonna kind of keep it. Just gonna keep it at home because we are buying a house. So that leads me. The goals for the home, okay? So the first goal of the home is the physical home. So I mentioned that we wanted to purchase a home. We are in the process of getting pre-qualified for a home. So within June, we received our pre-qualification letter with how much we could actually start shopping for a house. We found a house that we liked. We ended up putting an offer on that house. We had the inspection done on the house. So now we're into July. We will be closing on the house July 23rd. So the goal for the house is to finish. We're still in the closing process right now. The appraisal is supposed to be done by the end of this week. Still, like, the appraisal needs to be done. There's still some paperwork that Ricky needs to fill out from the title company. And then we'll do the actual closing where we'll pay, the money that's due at closing. We'll pay what's due, and then we'll get the keys to the house. And then Ricky's been working, like I said, he's been working, so we'll probably be moving into the house the Sunday after we get the keys. So we'll have a whole week where we'll have access to the new house without actually be moving. So the girls and I, the plan is to load the car up at least once a day and take over whatever we can during that time. So obviously for the house here at the apartment is to start packing what I can pack, start cleaning up, give my notice to the apartment complex. Our lease is up at the end of September, so I do have to give a 60-day notice, so I'm going to be giving that 60-day notice. We will be basically paying September and turning our keys in at the same time. There's no reason for us to have access to the apartment for that month, but that's just, you know, we have to honor the rest of the lease, so we will be paying that month. And but we'll have all of August to, you know, if we want to take our time moving things, but I think we're just going to get like a budget truck and move everything on a Sunday. But I'm going to do a couple loads, car loads in the car. So that's the goal for the house, is close on the house, pack up, and move. So a lot going on. So personal finance, last month we had to kind of continue to save for the down payment of the house, which we were able to save exactly what we need, you know, just to keep doing what we're doing. We're still, you know, we're keeping doing what we're doing. And so for July, it's, you know, now we have to put money aside because we do need to get a refrigerator, washer and dryer, and some type of blinds or curtains or something for the house. So those be some of the first things we purchase, and then we can take our time decorating and doing things like that. We have to turn on the electricity over there. We have to turn on the water, sewer, trash, all those things. Because they are with companies we've never been with before, there's a good chance we'll have to pay a deposit and things like that. So that's kind of the finance things for July. Family life, like I said, for June it was that trip to Vegas, which we did, and for July we've kind of already had that family weekend, so we're just gonna kind of chill. We don't really have a whole lot planned because, you know, a big thing, the house. Like I said, right now the house is consuming most of the goals right now. And then the last one into the business. So like I mentioned last month, my goal was to go to this conference. I wanted to walk away with a mentor and more knowledge, and I pretty much have. I was able to meet the owner of the host agency that I belong to, so I feel like I have more of a reach where I'm able to get a hold of people that I need to get a hold of, having that resources more so than I did before. And I was made aware of programs that are offered to us, so I'm going to be utilizing those. But for the month of July, I'm not really going to be doing a whole lot of travel business because we are moving and I'm getting things situated. I have some trainings that I'm doing, so I'll still be kind of doing some of those little trainings on the side. That's kind of it for that. As far as the YouTube area of my business, I mentioned last month that I was working on a website. I haven't made any more progress on that. I was hoping to have that up for you guys by July. So maybe if I can squeeze in the time, I'm going to try to continue to work on it. I'm not going to guarantee that it's going to be up and running, but I'm going to continue to work on it during the month of July. The same thing for you guys. I'm going to continue to try to post 3 videos a week. So I've been trying to be consistent with Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Sometimes I miss a day here and there, but I always come back to you guys. And I did that live stream, which I thought went really well. So I may just pop on live streams if I'm not able to get a video up. One thing for fun coming up, we have a cruise in October. So part of fun and part of finances was we paid the balance on that cruise vacation. So we are officially going on this cruise. I've already put together the entire budget for the remainder of the traveling expenses that we'll need to get to Texas and get home and do shore excursions and all of that stuff. So I've already put that aside. So we already have that money put aside. We're super excited about that. So for July, you guys, the main focus right now is getting the house and moving, and just kind of keeping up with some of the videos for you. Like I mentioned in previous videos, I am going to be making some videos on the whole process of purchasing the house. So I have a few videos that are going to be coming out this month. Basically, the first one is I'm going to go over everything that we had to do in order to get pre-qualified for a loan. And I encourage you guys to do that before you even start looking at houses. I'm going to go over a second video is going to be the must-haves, the wants, and the what-nots that we want for the house that we're looking for. The third one is going to be the process that I took online looking at houses before we physically went to look at houses. The fourth one is going to be the whole process of making an offer on a house and doing everything in order to close on the house, that whole process. And I'm going to give you guys a tour of our house without any furniture in it. And then, you know, after that, as we start doing things around the house, I'll share that with you guys as we go. But you can expect at least those 5 videos specifically for the house coming up in the next, you know, month and a half. So that's coming out. I'm still going to do my budget videos on Friday, or we're also going to be talking about, this month we're going to be talking about baby step number 2, the getting out of debt. So we're talking about that. Yeah, so that's pretty much what's going on in July as far as the YouTube channel goes. But yeah, I want to thank you guys for joining me every month on these goals report. It kind of helps me, it reminds me what goals did I set the month before, you know, like I said, what did I accomplish? What are some of the goals that I might change, or I might just get rid of, or I'm gonna restart, and that kind of helps me with that. So I hope it inspires you guys to set some goals. Like I said, I would love to hear from you. Leave me a comment below. What are some of the goals you accomplished for June? What are some of the goals you have for July? And I will see you in the comments below. As always, thanks for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye.